The most important person in the whole wide world is you, and you hardly even know you. The most important person in the whole wide world is you. Come on, we'll show you. Let's find out more about the things you feel and do, 'cause you're the most important person in the world to you.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to One4ALLisLove with Sonya Spirit, and I am Sonya Spirit. And today's topic is a continuation from last week's Meditation to Manifestation Part 2. And we will dig a little deeper into techniques and exercises in which we focus on physical relaxation, mental relaxation, sleep patterns. So, for example, exercises for putting yourself to sleep, basically being your own personal alarm clock, re-energizing yourself through affirmations, the power of words, parental programming, and creating your inner workshop. Okay. And actually today I'm going to hold off on calls because I really want to get through this material. I'm getting a little pushback here. Okay, so just to recap a little, last week we discussed the using June Distel's The Illuminated Mind. Okay, so using that as the backdrop or the foundation for certainly the techniques, the relaxation techniques. But a lot of what she says is, of course, I'm in agreement with, or is my own personal philosophy. So it was never a hard sell. But she calls it the three aspects of man, which is the low self is the subconscious, the middle self is the conscious, the high self is the superconscious. And that the lower and middle selves comprise our lower self, and the high self is our higher self. And quoted, straight from my book, your low and middle selves must first be in harmony and balance before you can attune to your higher self. And of course, we've been talking about head-heart harmony, heart-head harmony, and I've actually been speaking on that alignment, okay, because that is where the manifestation comes into play, okay, as far as our personal reality, okay, all right, and it automatically, so when those two are aligned, well, I'll keep going, and then you have your. So she goes on to say that this imperative is the underlying purpose behind several of the exercises you will be doing, which, of course, is all about aligning the head and heart. We talk about it. So, these are just different exercises, different practices that other people use. Greg Brayton has his style. Joe Dispenza has his style. The Heart Math Institute. So it's all the same thing. It's just it may be packaged a little differently, but this is the path that to manifestation. Okay, so good, bad, and indifferent. You can manifest whatever you want as long as your heart and head are in harmony, and it happens. It's not really something you have to work on, but it is. It is when there are conditions or impediments that prevents your low self from cooperating with the middle self to physically to manifestation. Because if you don't get okay, let me continue. The low self and the high self comprise our inner world, while the middle self facilitates our outer world. So the key here is where I was going with this is if there are impediments or conditions, blockages, preventing the low self or the subconscious from cooperating with the middle self, which is the conscious, then we won't have manifestation. The subconscious will not invoke, for lack of a better word, the superconscious for the transformation of the energy into physical reality. And that's just plain and simple. Okay, that's in terms of creativity. That's not the only function of the higher self, though. Okay, there's a lot of creativity, limitless, infinite knowledge and wisdom, level, just different levels of consciousness and other realms, which I haven't been exposed to, but it's coming. Anyway, but the higher self does so much more than that, and that's when we credit people to having a genius intellect, because they have found ways to get in tune with their higher self, to gain that type of knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so like I said, the low self and the high self comprise of the inner world. So the low self, in terms of manifestation, once you get the lower self involved, the higher self is just automatic in terms of manifestation. Okay. But in terms of now, like Christ consciousness, and on that level, that's a different path. Okay, everything still has to be aligned. But it's a different. That's a different path. Okay, but I shouldn't use the word path, but anyway. With daily, I'm just trying to read through here. With daily and intra-daily practice, you will be expanding, harmonizing, and finally uniting these different levels of awareness into a single sense of self. Okay, and of course that's what we want. And not so the manifestation, believe it or not, is I hate to say it because we haven't mastered it. I haven't even mastered it, but it's really low level. I mean, what we're really aspiring for is the Christ consciousness, that higher realm in which, of course, is not really. Well, there are those who are there. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking about for all the rest of us. Anyway, so there's a lot more to the higher level than just manifestation. And manifestation almost seemed like a cheap parlor trick. In comparison to the limitless source of all. My goodness. Okay, so let's continue. Before I go on, I had an interesting conversation with someone very close to me. Watch me lose my train of thought. Okay. And it's all okay. Yeah, I'll come back to that. I apologize. My mind races. Anyway, so in this episode, I will discuss physical and mental relaxation techniques, pre-patterning, sleep exercises, the power of words, parental programming, creating your inner workshop. Okay. Oh, I know where I was going with this. It goes back to One4ALLisLove. So I was having an interesting conversation with someone really close to me, and, there is polarity, okay? So if you can see a situation, just understand this. If you are perceiving a situation, an event, an experience, and you think, and you perceive it negatively, okay? Understand this, if nothing else, if you can perceive it negatively, there is also a positive perception or positive perspective. Okay? Remember, there's opportunity in every adversity. It's a matter of how you perceive things. Which filter are you looking through? And the reason I bring this up is because this is what these exercises are all about. You have to get in tune with yourself, okay? You got to get your lower self attuned, which is the conscious and the subconscious. And once they are in tuned, okay, then we can attune the lower self, the conscious and the subconscious, to the higher self, okay? And not, like I said, and not the manifestation, because the manifestation is, that's not even really, I mean, yes, we're using the higher self, no doubt about it. But we're using powers that we already have when there is so much more that we don't. There's so much knowledge And, I mean, we're limitless in terms of being a spirit. Anyway, I digress. But the point I'm making is it starts with the individual. You know, like when I'm doing this podcast, and I say it every so often, this is more so for me than it is for you. I just want to share it with you. So if it appeals to you, if something resonates with you, then go with it, okay? Because there are no accidents. There are no coincidences, okay? So, yes, go with it. But everything starts with you, okay? You. Every experience that you have is for your benefit, your growth, your harmonization back to nature or reconciliation. Okay? It is for you. Nothing outside of yourself. And I know, and listen, I'm telling you this, and I've been watching documentaries on World War II and all kinds of atrocities. And I'm telling you today what it's all about. It is all about even the and this is later on down the line because I'm not even ready remotely to touch on this because I know I have to do a lot. There's a lot of work behind it, and I'm okay with that. But even the Bible is a coded book. Yes, I know. 3 weeks ago, I said it was written by Jews for Jews. Yes, and I also said it is very valuable because it has esoteric or coded information, which is about the development of self. It's about self-discovery, who we are, what we are, and how to maximize, how to fully benefit from our soul. Okay. Anyway. So everything begins with the individual. Don't worry about trying to fix somebody else, okay? And that may be hard for some people to do, but accept it, work with it, meditate on it. You'll figure it out. Okay. Oh, thank you, sweetness. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the relaxation. Okay, physical and mental relaxation. Now, physical relaxation for most people is a whole lot easier than mental relaxation. Okay, because physical relaxation, what she recommends basically is, being comfortable, and then being in a comfortable position in which your posture is straight. For some people, it's feet on the floor. You can lay down. She said, even though laying down is recommended, it's easier for people to become comfortable. The problem with that is you start training your subconscious to be in you have to be in a certain type of position. It's a conditioning thing, So basically, that's part of it. But the physical relaxation, basically, she just says, breathe. Take deep breaths, 3 deep breaths, and then just tell yourself to relax. Remember, the mind commands the body. The mind commands the body, so the mind can tell the body what to do. That's why, as I've said so many times before, all disease stems from the mind. So when we are in a negative frame of mind, when we say things, when we use certain types of language and verbiage, okay, we're condemning ourselves. We're building ourselves a energy prison, an invisible energetic prison. And then we wonder why we are in these little cells, so to speak. Because that's basically what most of us are, and what we want to do is break out or remove these blockages, remove these conditions, remove these impediments so that we can fully engage with our higher self. And with that comes knowledge and wisdom and Christ consciousness, and you would have to refer to someone else because I haven't gotten there yet as far as the experience is concerned. Now, I've had glimpses. Believe me, I've had glimpses, slivers, and I love it, and I'm sure you have too. Sometimes we recognize them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes people call them aha moments. Okay? We've had them. But, okay, so anyway, let's get back to the relaxation before I go off on a tangent. Now, mental relaxation is, it's a more subtle approach. It's a little bit more different. So the mental aspect, what they recommend are scripts. Now, in hypnotherapy, there's a lot of scripts. And you can find scripts online. You can find, and basically, just find you a script on what you want to do. If you want to lose weight, you want to stop smoking, you want to become more assertive, you want to get over your fear of public speaking or networking, or you want to get over your fear of meeting new people, or if you want to be more extroverted, which, of course, I think in this day and age with what's going on. But anyway, you want to be more extroverted. Whatever it is that you want to change, there's a script for it, okay? You can Google it anywhere. And basically, you take the script, read it, review it, and edit it, okay? Edit it. And once you've edited, then read it and record it on your phone or whatever recording device you have. Phone, most people listen to their phones. And then when you are ready to relax, you play it for yourself, okay? When you are ready to meditate and go into that zone, then you play it to yourself. So for example, use a voice. So, like, try to use a nice, soft, soothing voice. So there's like a teaching voice, or a I need to get your attention voice, or, more of a commanding voice, which that's one aspect of my voice. And then there is also another voice in which it's a lot more softer, it's a lot more subtle. Now, it's still not the softest voice, but it is pretty soft for me. And you read your script in this voice, and it will help you relax. So you don't want to read too fast. A nice, steady pace in which you begin telling yourself whatever the scripts say, but I'll just give you an example of something off the top of my head. But, for example, you create a mental picture of, so, for example, I love the beach, okay? So I think of, some beach that I've been to. Let's go with the Bahamas. So a beach, or you can have an imaginary one. It's okay. But all the sand is nice and warm and feels good across my skin. It's nice and warm, and the sun is shining, but it's not overbearing. So I'm lying on the beach. So you have to create this whole image in your mind, okay, for starters. And you can even say that can even be part of your script. And when you see the script, you'll know how to edit it, okay, to your satisfaction. Because, listen, you got to get involved. You have to get involved. And the more you get involved, the better you'll feel, and the more engaged you'll become, and the faster things will start happening for you, because you're building this momentum towards, what you really want. So, so the voice, okay. So when you read the script, and you use the voice and you follow it, and it'll help you relax. So like I was saying, an example would be, so I have this mental image in my mind, but then I start saying, my toes are relaxed, they are calm, they are at rest, my feet are relaxed, they feel soft, and my ankles are relaxed and loose, and my legs and calves are you get the point. All right, so, and that's part of just practicing relaxing. That's all we're doing here is practicing relaxing, okay? So we definitely want to do that. And, of course, like I said, some of the things that she said is important in terms of preparing to relax is posture and breathing. She says both strongly influence the effectiveness of meditation and relaxation. So an erect spine permits subtle body energies to flow freely without interference or blockage. So, being mindful of crossing your legs, crossing your arms. Just, rest your arms upon your lap or upon the arms of a chair, okay? So you want to sit in a comfortable position with your back straight, your head erect, balanced and unstrained over your spine. Uncross your arms and legs and place your feet flat upon the floor. Okay. And then think, inhale, exhale, 3 deep breaths, but not uncomfortably deep, okay? Like, don't force it, where it's too much of an effort or it's too much mental energy put into it. It's just something natural, but a nice, slow, deep breath, okay? All right. You create your mental images wherever your safe haven is, whatever makes you comfortable. Like I said, it could be a beach. It could be snow-capped mountains. It could be in the ocean, on the ocean. It could be in the air. It could be on top of a mountain. I think I said the snow-capped mountains. Okay. Or it could be your own home, and you don't need any runaways. Because I love looking out the window in my bedroom because it looks up into the backyard, and all you can see are trees. So the bedroom's on the second floor, and it's just trees. And behind the trees is a school, but of course there's no school. But when it was an elementary school. So it was nice hearing little kids laugh on the playground during recess. But of course, no kitties. Okay. Okay, so the relaxation, like I said, mentally create a place in your mind. Use your imagination. It may even be outer space, because I love to think about outer space too. I think about outer space a lot. But anyway, but whatever images make you comfortable, okay, and then work on that. So, okay, she also goes on to say about lying down. Or maybe not. Okay. But anyway, she's opposed to lying down because, she said, if you learn these techniques while sitting up, however, you will be able to use them anytime, whether sitting, lying down, walking, driving your car, participating in other activities. She says, but if you do it lying down, you'll be more prone. Some people like to meditate lying down, which normally is an excellent way to encourage relaxation. However, you are developing through the studies in this book the ability to reach this stage of consciousness and relaxation at any time in any position. So basically, just stay prone. So while in a prone position, must hereforth lie down whenever they wish to apply them. So she's saying that, most people get to the point if they are always lying down, they basically train their subconsciousness as part of the condition is that they're in a prone position. But if you're in a sit-down position, you can exercise them in any other position. Those are her words. Okay, but, hey, if you have nothing to dispute it, what's the harm in trying? Okay, so the relaxation exercise, she says, select a quiet, private place where you will be undisturbed. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Now take a deep breath and hold it. Then let it out with a sigh. Take another deep breath and hold it. Then let it out with a sigh. Take another deep breath and hold it. Then let it out at your own time and pace. So that's your three deep breaths. You are now at a deeper, healthier level of mind. You will now count backwards slowly from 10 to 1. Each descending number will take you into a deeper and still deeper level of mind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, of course, you'll pace the numbers. That's just an example, but it's more like 10, 9. Remember the soft voice too. 8, 7, 6. Okay, so you have reached a deeper, healthier level of mind. Now, imagine a soft, warm shower of water pouring down over your body, carrying with it all tension and pressure. Concentrate your attention upon your scalp, and as the tightness and pressure dissolve and melt away, let your scalp relax completely. Move your attention slowly downward and focus upon your forehead. Feel all of the tension drain away with the smooth, warm shower. The shower creates a tingling, vibrating sensation as it flows over your face. With the soothing water caressing your face, relax your cheeks, relax your ears, relax your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your eyes, relax your eyelids, relax your eyebrows, relax all of the muscles and tissues around your eyes, including the eyeballs themselves. This warm wave of relaxation flows slowly down your neck, down your throat, dissolving all tension, leaving behind a tingling, vibrating sensation. Relax your shoulders. Release all tightness, all pressure. The tingling, vibrating sensation is flowing down your arms and your hands as you relax your arms and your hands. Now let the warm wave flow down your back, drawing with it all tightness, all tension. Relax your chest. Feel the tingling, vibrating sensation flowing down your chest as you release all tension, all pressure. Feel it pouring down your abdomen as you completely relax. Relax your pelvis and your buttocks, releasing all tension, all pressure. Relax all of your internal organs, every gland, every organ, every cell of your body is functioning in a perfectly rhythmic and healthy manner as you release all excess tension, all pressure. Imagine soft caressing water pouring delightfully over your body as you relax your thighs, relax your knees, relax your calves, relax your feet. Your entire body is completely and totally relaxed. The flowing, soothing water, the tingling, vibrating sensation is enveloping your whole body as you completely relax. You are floating on a warm, buoyant sea, safe and secure. Release your limbs. Let them float upon the water. Your arms and legs feel as if they do not belong to you. Your whole body is released and free. You are comfortable. You are warm. You are supported. You are completely and totally relaxed. You will teach this same state of complete relaxation every time you take a deep breath and tell yourself to relax. Whenever you take a deep breath and tell yourself to relax, your body and mind will relax completely as they are relaxed now. So this is one exercise. It has 19 steps, as you can see, she gets into detail. She has, here's the other one. That's a mental relaxation exercise. Begin by relaxing your body, which was the previous relaxation technique I just read, as you did in the preceding exercise. Now imagine yourself in a beautiful, peaceful place, an actual place you remember on a fantasy scene that you actually remember, or a fantasy scene you create in your imagination. Use all of your inner senses to experience it fully in minute detail. Sense the scene so vividly that you feel as if you are actually there. Your role is to be a passive participant rather than an active one. So here's an example. Imagine yourself lying on the beach on a sunny summer day. Sense the warm sand beneath your body, the welcome heat of the sun beating down upon you. Feel the softness of the air, a gentle caressing breeze. Listen to the waves, the sound of the surf against the shore. Hear the cries of the seagulls, the sweet trills of distant songbirds. Lick your lips, taste the salt. Now inhale deeply. Smell the salt air, the fragrance of flowers. Take your time, create a clear impression, imagine that you are really there. So that's the mental exercise, mental relaxation exercise. And like I said, you can, if you have a book, it's all detailed. But if you don't have a book, like I said, there are scripts online that you can tailor to your satisfaction. And basically, this is a hypnotherapy technique as well. We use, I took the class, the certification class, but anyway, so you use the techniques, the scripts to help you relax. And you can also do it in groups too. And of course, if you do it with a buddy, I don't want to say really in groups, but if you do it with a buddy, or you could do it in groups, but anyway, if you do it with a buddy, you can have the buddy read while you relax. Just have your buddy speak in the soft voice, because that's how we did it when we were in class. We had the buddy and do the reading of the script, and then the other one had to allow the subconscious. Basically you relax the consciousness. That's the objective, to relax the consciousness so that there can be direct contact with the subconscious, or the low self, so to speak. Okay, so with this exercise, you are learning to focus your attention and to relax your mind, but other skills are being developed as well. Okay, so there's a coming out exercise. It's a countdown. Like from 1 to 5, when I open my eyes, I will be wide awake, feeling fine and perfect health, feeling happy, alert, energetic, feeling centered and balanced, in tune with life. Another one is just count slowly, 1, 2, 3. At the end of 3, remind yourself again, I'm counting to 5, when I reach 5, I will open my eyes, blah, blah, blah. And then open your eyes, you will be wide awake, alert, centered, and grounded. So that's the coming out exercise sometimes the scripts will have them included, but just in case they don't. And then, of course, she has another exercise for reaching. Now, what she recommends is that you practice this regularly. The first 3 exercises, the physical relaxation exercise, the mental relaxation exercise, and the coming out exercise. Of course, that just goes with both of them. But to practice these techniques together and regularly, within a short period, you'll be able to reach a deep state of relaxation easily and confidently. Okay, and then you are then ready to shorten the procedure. So here she talks about in which it can be done in a shorter period of time. It is reaching your meditative level, the accelerated method. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Now instruct your inner mind, relax. Each exhalation will drain all excess tension from my body. So here we go with the soft voice again. Relax. Each exhalation will drain all excess tension from my body. Well, you get the point. So my mind is tranquil and clear. Almost immediately, you will be in a restful, peaceful state of relaxation. Now, when you are reading the scripture, if you should be saying I, my, because that's the way you want to hear it when you're relaxing. But you will be in a restful, peaceful state of relaxation in a particularly stressful situation. And the reason you want to use I is because you don't say to yourself, you will be in a restful state, because the purpose is for you to practice this upon yourself. Okay, like I said, you can do it with other people, but first and foremost, before we start doing it with other people, let's practice with ourselves. Let's try to practice with ourselves. But if you find it challenging, then it's okay to have a study buddy. I do understand that concept, okay? But you still want to speak in the first person. So when, even if your buddy has to read it in the first person, I will, that's just so you can feel like it. I will be this. So I will be in a restful, peaceful state of relaxation. In a particularly stressful situation, repeat the deep breathing 2 or 3 times. You may also enhance your relaxation by counting backwards slowly from 10 to 1. Attune your peaceful place. Experience its tranquility. You have reached your meditative level, ready to meditate or proceed with your inner exercises. When you have finished your meditation, you may come out just as rapidly. Take a deep breath, open your eyes, and tell yourself, I am wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling perfectly centered and grounded. As you open your eyes, you will find yourself alert, clear, and back in your normal world. So that's the accelerated method. The reason I keep saying use yourself in the first person, because that's invoking your subconscious, the I. Remember, we're the little I. The subconscious is the little I. The big I is the higher self, okay? But the little I, of course, is composed of the lower self is composed of the subconscious and the conscious. But the I as in I am, okay? So whenever we say I, basically we are making commands. We're making statements. Or, if you're a Wiccan, it's a spell. But, yeah, that's what's happening here. That's how you create your reality. I am afraid. No, I'm not, okay? I dispel that. I negate that. I cancel that. And she, I think she has a video, too, and she talks about how negating negative words, so it's easy when you're doing it to yourself and you catch yourself doing wrong. But when you're speaking with someone else, because you can't really just avoid negative people, okay? Even though you want to and you want to keep it to a minimum, and you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you find yourself talking to a family or friend or, just someone, and there's a lot of, negative energy transpiring in this conversation, and you're not in a position where you can just get off the phone, then you can. She said, you can't just say cancel because you'll sound crazy. You can't just say, negate because you'll sound crazy. And then she was saying that, symbolically, zero. Zero is nothing and everything. And that's another story. But the nothingness more than anything. Okay, so the nothingness is zero, she said, but you can't say 0, 0, 0. So, of course, 0 is this round figure, and its closest ally alphabetically is O. Okay, or I shouldn't say ally, but semblance in terms of appearance, okay, is O. And so you can say O with 0 and negate and cancel in your mind, and it has the same effect, okay? So bear that in mind. And I might have jumped ahead a little bit because that was part of the power of words. But, okay, so we went over the accelerated. Look, time is flying. Oh, I need to take a commercial break. So please forgive me. Give me 1 moment to play the commercial. And 1 minute, 65 seconds. I shall return.
You are listening to Heart Over Ego Radio, a network of shows offering healing and guidance for your beautiful journey. Tune in on Mondays for the Alchemy Sisters, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. Tuesdays, tune in and tune up. Body awareness and self-care, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, All for One is Love, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, Unbound with Cynthia Martin, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. Fridays, The Witching Hour with Greenwich Village and the Alchemy Sisters, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and on Fridays, Rain Radio, 10 Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Saturdays, Creating Heaven on Earth, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays, Everyday Psychic Radio at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is the Heart Over Ego Radio Network.
Okay, we're back. So, only one thing. The name of our show is One for All is Love, not All for One. And the reason it's called One for All is Love is because it begins with you. It is all about knowing thyself first. You cannot help someone until you can help yourself. As you help yourself, you will be helping others. We automatically raise the consciousness and the frequency around us as we get to know ourselves. That's why everything starts with us. You know, we can't fix anyone else outside of ourselves, and every experience that occurs in our life is for our benefit, whether we perceive it or not. It starts with the one. The one is you, okay? The one is me. The one is I. All right, so getting back to the show, let's go ahead and get into pre-pattern sleep. Okay, so she talks about basically you can pretty much, okay, so she talks about the fact that the good old subconscious is malleable. You know, it's one of my favorite words. The conscious is too, but yeah, both of them are. But our conscious, of course, impresses our subconscious, and our experiences also impress our subconscious. But when I say our conscious impresses our subconscious, meaning we can program ourselves and we can reprogram ourselves. So anyway, so when she talks about sleep, going to sleep, she talks about how we can pretty much take charge of our relaxation state and not just meditating to relax. So she said you can begin communicating directly with your inner self. Once you have once you've learned how to relax at will and able to attain deeper levels of consciousness, that you can begin communicating directly with yourself, with your inner self. Okay? And because this contact bypasses the rational mind, which is the consciousness, your inner self will be cooperative and responsive. And it's the same objective that we do with the scripts, okay, with meditating, okay? But she's saying we have another opportunity to take advantage of programming ourselves. Okay, so she talks about you will establish this communication through first you will teach yourself to control your sleeping patterns. Since your inner mind already regulates your sleeping habits, it will readily accept your suggestion to alter these patterns, okay? So from this secure beginning, you will establish a deep rapport between your conscious mind and your inner self. Remember, the conscious mind is the outer self, okay? Enabling the two to cooperate harmoniously in the more complex techniques to come. So this is why you have to that's why you have to practice the physical and mental relaxation techniques. You can do it for 21 days if that makes you happy. You can do it for 7 days if you're more comfortable with that. If you're doing it, 7 days a week and 3 times a day, or if you're doing if 3 days is your max and you're ready to move on, it is completely up to you. Okay, just know that at the end of the day, we're not gonna rush God. Or whether you call it God, the universe, we're not going to rush God. So if, you get what I'm saying. Let's continue. Because time is running out, as it always does. So it says you will learn the formula for sleep control very quickly, sometimes with dramatic results, blah, blah, blah. And you will develop the ability to waken refreshed and alert after a long history of grumpy, groggy mornings. So with minimum practice, you will be able to induce sleep swiftly and eliminate insomnia, awaken at any pre-designated time without an alarm, stay awake as long as you wish to accomplish projects, Take cat naps, which refresh you as fully as an entire night's sleep. And that's, okay, so like I said, that's part of, the self-hypnosis. So, all right. And, I mean, there's some more, but you can read. So I just want to read through the going to sleep exercise so you can have an idea of where she's coming from. This exercise builds upon the relaxation process you've learned in the previous chapter, extending it gently and smoothly into a deep, natural sleep. So here's the relaxation instructions or exercise. Prepare yourself for rest. Go through your physical and mental relaxation techniques, absorbing the peace and quietness of your passive fancy. Feel the warmth and heaviness of your body, the calmness and serenity of your mind as you relax all tensions and cares. Now imagine yourself walking to a delicate spiral staircase, leading clockwise downward from the peaceful scene. The staircase is enclosed in a crystal cylinder, light and airy. Outside the cylinder, you see flowers and birds, clouds and treetops. As you begin to descend the staircase, a chime sounds a musical note. A lighted number, 100, appears, and a soft voice whispers, "Deeper. You move slowly down the staircase, completing one turn of the spiral. The chime sounds again. A lighted number, 99, appears, and the voice murmurs, "Deeper." You continue down the spiral, breathing the scented air, pausing at each level. As the chime intones, the next descending number glows, and the hushed voice lulls you deeper. As this continues, you drift gently and swiftly into sleep. Okay. So that's the going to sleep exercise. Then she has an awakening exercise. This process will teach you to awaken at any time you choose without having to rely upon your alarm clock. While learning the technique, you might wish to take extra precautions to ensure sound rest and peace of mind. So, when you first start doing this, go ahead and sound your alarm if you have to be up at a certain time, so that you can still enjoy a restful sleep. So she says, set your alarm clock for the time you normally arise, but program yourself to awaken 10 minutes earlier. You will sleep naturally and deeply, free from any concern of oversleeping, and will awaken at your designated time, 10 minutes before the alarm sounds. Now, I've done this one several times, and yeah, I enjoy it. There's a lot of people who's probably already familiar with this one, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and read it. Enter your meditative level just before going to sleep. Mentally tell your inner mind that you will awaken at the specific time, that you will be alert and fully refreshed upon arising. Visualize a clock with the hand set at the desired time of awakening. Hold the visualization until you have a clear impression. Gently release the image of the clock and drift into sleep. You will wake up suddenly and completely at the exact moment you programmed before going to sleep. Now, the beauty about this is this particular exercise, why I love it so. Oh my goodness. Why I love it so is because it shows you, it demonstrates, it is proof that you can program yourself. That's why I love this one so. Because the one thing, particularly, especially prior to coronavirus, but, people have schedules. They have to be at work at a certain time. They have to be out the house by a certain time. And so most people are very conscientious of time, very cognizant of time. Now, there are people who are always late, but they know they're late. They're still conscious of time. They're just late. We'll leave it at that. But, yes, this is like the proof in the pudding. That's why, and it's so easy. The second one that I say is so easy, of course, is losing your keys, but you have to be in that position to begin with, or anything that you've lost. Okay, but losing the keys is because generally you need it in an expeditious, you need it expeditiously. So, the key one kind of, it shows you how, for me, how your mind might work, But anyway, but you close your eyes and you focus on where I say, where are my keys? Universe, help me find my keys. Where are my keys? Where did I last have them? So I'm still asking these questions, and then things start playing in my mind. Like the last time I physically saw my keys, where, and it takes me to that experience. And then, I'm almost like in this place, and I realized I had this coat on and they're in that coat pocket, or I was carrying this purse and I didn't put them on the hanger and I left them in my bag and I was wearing the orange outfit, blah, blah, blah. At any rate, I end up finding my keys, and in a relatively short period of time. So those two exercises I like because they give you proof that, meditation to manifestation work. And it's not a ritual process. I mean, it's ritual, but it's not an elongated one, I guess is a better way of saying it. Because it's still ritual. Because for me, I close my eyes, I ask the questions, and I'm focused, okay? Because I'm saying this now, but look, I'm serious. I need my keys. I'm not playing. I'm not playing whoever I'm talking to. But that's how I feel. So all of my energy is focused. And then I ask those questions to the universe, and it helps me with the images, and it comes fast. And the reason it comes fast, and this is the important part, is because my mind and my heart, my conscious and my subconscious are aligned. That's what I mean by focus. They are aligned. Okay, so my lower self is aligned. And then my higher self starts feeding my middle self the images. Okay? So, and that's actually, if I know you can't see me, but that's actually a circular motion. So, I pull or harmonize my low and middle self. Okay? I aligned it. I close my eyes, I focus. I align that energy. I am focused. All my focus, that mental and that vibrational energy. I don't want to call it emotional, but that vibrational energy, all of it is focused on finding those keys, and I ask those questions. So I have those two aligned. Then I start asking the questions. Well, I'm asking the questions of the higher self because clearly the lower self don't know. Okay, so I'm asking these of the higher self, and the higher self is what sends the images to me, to my conscious, to my middle self, sends the images of the outfit or the coat or the handbag, all the information I need to retrace my steps to locate the keys. And that is as simple as it gets. That is how it works. Now, that's when everything is in alignment. So now when you start extrapolating, like I want to be a millionaire, well, what the hell just happened? Well, first of all, when I say I want to be a millionaire, I'm not sitting there completely focused like I am with the keys. Okay, so I recognize this. And then to make matters worse, probably blockages or conditions that I have or have had that told me, that says adverse things about money or adverse feelings about people with money. Whatever the blockage or condition or impediment is, that needs to be removed. Okay, so these are the things that prevent manifestation or slows down its process. Okay, that's why it is important about the harmony. Okay, I know it sounds willy-vanilly, but when you think about it in the most practical applications in which you would use daily, like waking up in the morning, setting your alarm clock. Let's say you normally get up at 6 o'clock, but if you're absolutely, not feeling it, it might be 6:15, and you shave something off your routine of the morning. So set the alarm for 6:10. Tell your program your subconscious to awaken you at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'm sorry, 6 a.m., whatever the condition is. But these two exercises, like I said, the reason I enjoy them because they are simple enough and effective for you to understand how the process works. And I think the keys really hit it home even better. But the awakening is where you can start trusting that you are capable of programming yourself. Okay, with simple stuff, without any impediments. You don't have anything, any blockages or conditions that's preventing you from waking up in the morning yet, because those are called what? Disease. All right, so staying awake, here's another exercise because we're running out of time. This procedure is helpful to use occasionally when you are drowsy but wish to be awake and alert. It is not intended to be a substitute for regular sleep. And here's the exercise. Number 1, take a few moments to drop down into your meditative level. Inform your inner self, I am going to sleep. I will have a full 8 hours rest. And I will open my eyes and be wide awake at whatever time it is. Let's say it's 5:25. At 5:45 p.m., I will be refreshed and alert and will stay refreshed and alert until I am ready to go to bed for my normal sleep. Repeat again if you feel this will help program your inner mind effectively, or repeat 3 times, because if you do it twice, you might as well do it 3 times. If you do it twice, you might as well do it thrice. And you will drift quickly into sleep, will rest deeply, and will open your eyes in 5 or 10 minutes or whatever time you designated, feeling as revitalized as you had actually been resting for several hours, as if you had actually been resting for several hours. Okay. All right, so those are some of the exercises, the physical, the mental relaxation techniques, the sleep exercise, the waking exercise, the staying awake exercise, and I know we're supposed to hit on the power of words. Now I've hit on the power of thought and words, so we should be good with that. But let me just read. It says, when a subject relaxes into a meditative state, his brain, okay, she's starting to talk about frequency cycles. His brain activity will diminish, showing a rhythm of 7 to 14 cycles per second, and this is called alpha level. And this is something, this is about the power of thought chapter. But anyway, which I wasn't going to touch on. But there are these waves on YouTube. So, sound waves, the alpha, beta, theta, delta. I don't think there's no gamma. Yeah, and delta. And they kind of, but they also correlate with consciousness. And okay, I guess I'll touch on a little bit. And also age, though. So she, for the most part, like she says, a baby would be in the a beta stage. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I didn't touch on the power of words, so I will pick up on the power of words next week. I do want to go through this book because this book is actually, like I said, easy to read, great examples. This is, if I had to recommend one book to get you started, this would be it, because it does have the exercise, and for the most part, I'm in full agreement with how she discusses the consciousness and the various levels of consciousness. So thank you for listening to One4ALLisLove, Meditation and Manifestation Part 2. Next week will be Meditation to Manifestation Part 3. Of course, we'll be digging a little deeper into Dr. Estelle's The Illuminated Mind. And it's really getting good. But this is all about us. We have got to get ourselves together. Like I said, if you are having this experience, any event, and you perceive it negatively, remember you are living in a polarized dimension. So if there is a negative state, there is also a positive state, okay? And look, every adversity has an opportunity. I cannot iterate that enough. We have got to get our minds right, get our lower self together. That's what we're focusing on. Happy Hump Day. I love you. Goodbye.